Just me, not you. Yeah, lovely. Okay, we're actually going to start with a lovely roll down little sequence here. So we're going to have a comfy position of the feet, and actually quite nice sometimes to start with the feet a little bit wider, and that gives us a little bit better base, just gives us a bit of kind of support for the body. So let's just bring the arms to the side of the body. Take a couple of breaths just to bring yourself to your mat. And then wide across the collarbone, so that lovely width across the collarbone. Could you then reach your fingertips down towards the ground? So there's a little bit of energy without pulling the shoulders down. So just a little bit of length and energy through the arm and the fingertips. And then keep that width across the collarbone and have a little peek up towards the ceiling. Kind of like the start of a lovely stage show. We could be here, couldn't we? Opening the chest, looking up, widening across the chest, not throwing the head back, but just kind of saying, okay, Saturday morning, here we are for the weekend. Press down through the feet. Good, and then lengthen up just a little bit more. Inhale and exhale. And as everything relaxes, notice the shoulders softening, the chin tucks towards the chest. Look to your feet, check their level for me. And then start your exhale rolling down. And as you do that, bend the knees and allow your body to fold. Take another breath in, around about knee level with the arms. And then carry on with your exhale down towards the mat. And just pause there for me. Pause at the bottom of that move. Let your head hang wherever you've got to. It doesn't matter how far down towards the mat you are or not. Let your head go, let the shoulders relax, let the arms just hang. Just feel that. Feel that into the lower back, the middle back. Notice it. And then start to come back up, inhaling, just coming away from the mat. We might need to bend knees a little bit more. And then I'd like you to feel like you're pushing your hips forward. So you're pressing the hips forward, and that gives us a natural rebuild and restack of the spine. Come all the way up to standing. And again, just reach one more time. Reach the fingertips down towards the ground. Open across your chest. Take a peek up to the ceiling, but keep the length in the back of the neck. Might be quite nice to have your palms facing your body. Yeah, lovely. Good, then one more time, we'll relax everything. Notice the shoulders just naturally soften. Take a breath in, ground the feet again. Double check knees and feet facing forward. Exhaling as you roll, enjoy that. Upper back, middle back. Notice into your lower back and maybe even pause there. Get a little bit of an extra stretch. And then carry on with the exhaling down. And you might be doing several breaths to come down. Now, whether you've got your hands on your thighs or your shins or your feet, or if the hands are on the ground, take a bend of the knees. So I'm just going to show you if you've got your hands on your knees. Inhale, bend. That brings us into a little squat. And then exhale, tip. See if you can bring the crown of the head down towards the mat. So inhale, take a bend of the knees. We'll do that one more time. And then exhale, tip yourself forward. So I've just got my hands resting on the thighs, and I still can get a really lovely stretch down the backs of the legs without straightening the legs and without having to put the arms down. And then we'll tip all the way back just to our squat position. Let the arms hang, or your straight leg position. And again, as we're exhaling up, can we press the hips forward? Almost just to unravel ourselves all the way back to our upright position. Really well done. Bring the little fingers together. We're opening across the front of the body. Palms are facing up. Lead with your thumb. Inhale. Take the arms wide. Stretch across the front of the body, lengthening up through the spine. And then exhale, slice through the air and bring the arms, the little fingers back to touch. Inhale to open. We're going on a diagonal on our next one. Get ready for that. Exhale to close. Just enjoy. Inhale, open, right arm up, your left arm down. Both thumbs heading back. Notice that width. There's nothing specific about that. Your diagonal, coming back to the centre and the same to the other side. Left arm goes up, right arm goes down, elbows, shoulders soften. Come all the way back to the central position, palms face each other. Inhale, centre, exhale, toy soldier. Right arm up, left arm down. Now just pause for a moment. So that energy that we had through the fingertips, through the arm that we just started with there. Can we have that same sense of energy here? But maybe you can see yourself in the camera, notice that your shoulder will want to lift up towards the ear. Just see if you can just nestle that shoulder in towards the back. Good, we'll go through the centre on the inhale and the exhale. We're going to have to pause here, aren't we, again? So lengthening up through the left fingertips if you're with me, left arm, right fingertips reach down, feel a little bit of energy through the whole of your spine. If you can see yourself in the mirror, camera, then you're lovely and upright. Good, one more time, we won't pause this time. Inhale centre, exhale both arms, lengthen, pull back. Inhale through the centre, notice the chest. Notice the back of the body last time. Exhale, reaching both arms back as you're lengthening both arms. Lovely, and then let both arms release down. Just take a moment to recover there. Could you now look over your right shoulder for me, turning your head, and any breath that feels good, but double check that your hips and shoulders are still facing the camera side. Or, square on there. Go back to the centre, up. Body stays still, guys. I can see us moving our whole bodies here. Can you just turn your head to look over your other shoulder for me? So just a little peek over the shoulder. Well done. Good. I'm going to ask you to do that one more time each side. So lengthening up. Might be an inhale to the centre and an exhale. Shoulders and hips stay still. You're turning your head just lightly back to the centre. And then our last time to the other side. So length in the lower back, crown of the head up to the sky. Chest is calm and a little peek over the shoulder. Really well done. Good, now still with the feet a little bit wider, we're going to sit back in just to a little mini squat. Just get a little bit of warmth through the body. So bottom zips back, knees and feet face forward, and then come back to standing. Do that again for me, and then we're going to add in our calf raise. So bottom sits back, just nestle those hips back, and then come all the way back to standing. Lovely. Good, inhale, sit back. Good, and then exhale, stand. Let's add the arms coming wide. Inhale, raise into a calf raise. So raising all the way up to the balls of the feet, a little bit less is fine. And then exhale the arms down. Show me again, sit the hips back. Good, inhaling, sitting the bottom back, lovely. Good, exhale back to standing. Beautiful adaptation for the arms as well. So changing that arm position to suit your shoulders, neck, upper body there. Inhaling up and exhaling as we come down. There's one more to do. Inhale, sit the bottom back, reach through those fingertips if you're with me. Exhale back to standing. And then float. Just feel that in-breath take you up lightly, nothing straining, nothing forced. And exhale as we come all the way back down to the mat. Tuck the elbows in. Inhale to open to Cleopatra. So just getting the front and the back of the body warmed up, closing on the exhale. So our elbows are just lightly tucked in. Our palms are facing up towards the ceiling. I'll just show you from behind. So then again, we might have that wider foot position. Inhaling to open and exhaling to close. So we feel that openness across the chest and that little pull into the back of the body. Yeah, lovely, good. And then one more of those. Inhaling, open. Good, and exhaling to close and release. Beautiful. We might just bring our feet back into hip width. We're standing on our right leg and we're lifting our left knee. Just come to a little bit of balance for me, gang. Well done. Grounded through your right foot, lengthening all the way up through the crown of the head. Beautiful. Now stay with me, bring the fingertips together. We've been working on adding our twist, haven't we? Elbows wide, maybe a softness in the right knee. Don't worry if you're putting your foot down for a breather, but if you can, 3 repetitions now. Exhaling to your left, so we're turning towards the left, and ideally we're going to look to the left as well. Do not worry if you wobble. Inhale, return. Doesn't matter if you need to put your foot down. Yeah, this is your challenge here now. So exhale, feel the effort into the right buttock, thigh, foot, ankle, coming back. We've got one last one to do. You might even have the arms at the side. So absolutely fine, just have the arms at the side and turn the body there. Yeah, good. 3 out of 3. Or give yourself 1 or 2 out of 3. Release the arms, release the foot. Good one to practice, gang. Good one to practice. Especially on a, wooden or Smooth surface. Standing on the left leg, now take your time to bring up the right knee. Length through the spine, so we know that. Chest is calm. And then bring ourselves just so the fingertips are together or the arms stay at the side. Inhale, center. Good. And then exhale as we're twisting. Now, you could have just the right tippy toe off the ground or even touching the ground. You rotate round, lovely, and then come back to our start position. Good, we'll do that again. Really well done on that one, gang. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, so really solid and strong on the left leg. Doesn't matter if we've got the fingertips, just rest our arms down. And then our last one to do. Yeah, last one to do. Doesn't matter if we wobble. Yeah, so exhaling round towards our right. Can we get some energy into the left foot, ankle, calf, thigh? And then coming all the way back to our start, release. Now that brings us into a lovely calf stretch. You know this. So step back with one leg, you decide. Could be that left leg just because we've been on it, doesn't matter. So one leg's back, the other leg's forward, and then we're going to do a repeated calf stretch. So we lift to the balls of the foot, we open and splay those toes, just enjoy that. And then on the exhale, we're pressing the heel down towards the ground. And then today we're just opening the palms just to face away from you. So you get a lovely just openness through the front body. So inhale, raising up. You're up on the ball of your back foot. And then on the exhale, you're pressing the heel down and opening your palms. Yes, we're still in balance here, aren't we? So inhale, lift and lengthen, come up to the ball of the foot, maybe reaching those arms or leave the arms out if it's better for your shoulder. And then exhale down, open the palms, press that heel down towards the ground and then stay. Relax the arms for me. A light press of your back leg heel towards the ground. Good, and then take a breath in, come up. And can we then roll all the way over to the top of the foot, all the way over to the top of the toes, and then release. Yeah, well done. Good, so that should give us a nice shin stretch and front of the foot stretch there. So now we'll stride back with the opposite leg. Have a look at that back foot, the toes, and the foot facing forward. The front knee over the ankle. Yeah, you can use the chair or table just to add a little bit of balance if you wanted. And then when you're ready, inhaling, reaching the arms up, lengthening up, stretching up, splay those toes. And then on the exhale, lower the heel down, press the heel back. And again, just open the palms, just really lightly to open the chest. Good, we go again. Inhale, rise up. Yeah, lovely. That front knee pretty much staying over the ankle. And then exhaling, heel comes down. Open the chest that little bit, crown of the head up to the sky. Good, inhale, rising up. Well done, gang. Especially if we've been a little bit tight around the ankles and the feet have been a little bit tricky there. So well done on that one. Heel comes down. We've got one more to do. Notice that strength through your front leg as well. So inhale, raising the arms up, lengthening up. And then when you're ready, heel goes down, chest is open, crown of the head up to the sky, and just get that lovely stretch into that back calf. Now, as we release out of that option, it's only an option. We roll over the top of the foot and we're on the top of the toes and we've got a little bit of length. We've just got a lovely stretch into the front of the foot, very, very gently. And then we're coming out of that just to give the legs a little shake. Well done. Hang on a minute. Oh, yes, we've got one more little bit to do before we come onto the mat. So we're going to take a nice little bend of the knees for me. Feet can be a little bit wider than hip width. Yeah, good. And then when we're ready, we're reaching the right arm all the way up, stretching up. And at the same time as we go back with the right arm, the left arm's coming up and it brings us into our windmill arms. Now, this can be done with a really soft arm, a soft elbow, yeah, soft wrist. Yeah, we don't need to make everything too big, too hectic. Or it could be done, if we wanted, with a straighter arm. Good. Inhale and exhale. And let the body move now. Let the knees bend. Let the body move just a little bit more as we go. Just enjoy that. 4, inhaling and exhaling. 3, just enjoy the movement. We're going for 2. Good. And then our last one is our left arm going back and both arms can come down. Beautiful. Okay, so come to the back edge of your mat for me. Give the wrists a little shake. Just enjoy as we go now. So let's roll ourselves down. So let's go back to where we started a moment ago. Feet now can come to hip width if you like. Reach the fingertips towards the ground, lift the chest and have a look up to the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, and then as we nod the chin to chest on the next inhale, we'll take the same roll down again, bending the knees if we like, or keeping the legs a little bit straighter. Ease our way down. Fold. Let your head go, let the shoulders soften, and then start to walk yourself out. Yeah, we're going to bring ourselves to 4-point kneeling. A little bit of work for the lower body. You can go onto your forearms, so feel free to go onto your forearms. Open your palms, spread your fingers. Reach your right leg back for me, tucking the left toes is an option. Now we're lifting and lengthening the top leg, the back leg, the right leg. Yeah, that leg lengthens. And then maybe even just, maybe use the camera or maybe use your left hand just to check the pelvis, your pelvis is level. Yeah. Could we then just double check, guys, that we're not collapsing the chest? We're actually pushing a little bit into the ground there just to broaden across the back of the body. Just notice that. Maybe even spreading the hands a little bit wider's better for you. 8 repetitions. We take a breath in here, there's the leg long. Now on the exhale, you take your right leg over to the left, just enough to feel a little bit of work onto the outer and inner thigh. Inhale it back. Yeah, good. So we take it across and then back up. Yeah, if you prefer, you can tap down. Yeah, rather than going across. Yeah, 5 to go. So you can exhale across, inhale back to a long leg. Exhale the leg across, that's all we're doing, going across, and then back to our start. You've got it. Length in the back of the neck, a light push of the ground away, the pelvis stays still. Yeah, 3 to go. So exhale the leg a little bit across, and then inhale it back. Lovely. Exhale across, and inhale back. We've got 1 more to do. So notice that inner thigh connection. Maybe notice that outer thigh, and the leg comes back to the start. Well done. Now from here, we're going to release our left foot. We're going to lower the right leg, and then slide the right leg to the left, just like we've done, and then reach all the way back into a kind of half pigeon, half child pose, if that makes sense. I'm just going to budge a little bit further forward here. I've got this silly mirror in the way. So we're sliding that leg back, and it almost brings us, imagine if the leg was just straight, we'd be going back into kind of a single leg child pose, wouldn't we? Because we're going on that diagonal, we've got kind of like a mini pigeon pose. Yeah, and then we're coming back, we're not staying. So we can tuck the right toes, bring ourselves back to kneeling, move the hands, we come off the hands after this, open the palms, lengthen out through the spine, and then can we send the left leg back? We can bring the leg up, there's our inhale, the leg is long. Maybe use your right hand just to skim on that lower back, maybe just sense where the back is, the tummy's working, and we exhale for 8. Don't worry if you're ahead of me already, inhale back to a long lengthened leg. Now we could just be here, couldn't we, just focusing on the leg, but we also want that the back toes tucked, the right toes tucked. We want a little bit of energy through the arms. We want the lengthening out through the crown of the head. We want both waists long. So we're not just here, are we, just in our kneeling position. 4 to go. Yeah, we're really focusing on what's happening in the shoulders, what's happening in the arms. 3. Good. Exhale across. Lovely. And that's going to keep that stability, isn't it? Move the leg across. 2. Good. And then our last one here. Exhale across. Inhale, draw the leg back to the start. Pop the foot down, release your right foot, and then guide the left leg over to the right and just slide back. See where you can get to on that. So just sliding the leg back, like I said, almost like a semi pigeon child pose variation. Take an extra breath here. Good, and then when you're ready, tuck the toes. On our left, pick ourselves all the way up, and that brings us to kneeling. Really well done. What I'd like then is for us to come all the way onto our side. Good. Have the bottom leg bent. Good, and then just bring the legs together for me. Stack yourself up with your hips stacked and your shoulders stacked. You've got your cushion, have you got your straight arm, and then our top leg's going to lift, just the top leg lifting. Have a look down towards that top foot, side kick here. So I want you just to start to notice the backs of the legs as we do this side kick. Inhale the leg forward, and then exhale today just back to our lengthened leg. So we're not taking the leg behind. today on this one. So side kick coming forward on the in, and then exhaling back, and maybe just have a peek. And when you've got that in your mind, we've just got another 6. So inhale forward, exhale, lengthen the leg back. Now we can use this bottom leg for a little bit of support. Yeah, so you can just press that bottom leg a little bit in towards the mat if we like. Yeah, and that's just going to support that length in the waist. Yeah, lovely. So just that lovely reach forward, 3, and returning. Good, and then 2, lengthening, but again being really precise about what's happening in the rest of the torso. 2, inhale and exhale. Good, and then our last one. So easing forward and then pulling back. Beautiful. Catch the top of the foot. Let's come into our front of thigh, and let's bring the bottom foot just to rest onto that top thigh and start to ease our top leg back, knowing that we're keeping the pelvis still fairly level. Tempting, isn't it, to throw everything forward and arch the lower back, but we're going to aim not to do that. So take a bit of energy now, take a breath in, and then send the exhale towards that tailbone, and send the tailbone directly away from you. You're not tucking under, you're not arching away. See if you can ease the top leg back just a little bit more. Really well done. Take an extra breath, inhaling, enjoy that stretch, and exhaling. Really well done. So we'll release the bottom leg, and then I want you just to scoot that top knee in towards you, just to get a little bit of openness into the inner thigh, just ready for that high kick. And remember, you don't have to do the high kick, you could do a low kick, yeah? So the knee's heading up to the ceiling, and that just gives us that pull on the inner thigh. Now, when the legs come together now, the legs are just slightly further forward than where we were a moment ago. So before we had the legs straight away from us, didn't we? Now we've just got that tiny little bit of a banana shape. Yeah, fingertips coming front. We can rest down there, and then we're turning that top foot up towards the sky as we open up into this top hip. So we're bringing the leg up, and then we're stretching the leg all the way up to the sky. We're going to flex the foot. We've just got 4, and then we bring the heels together. So we're going to take that breath in, slide, and then the exhale finishes that movement off as the heels come together. Good, 2 more to go. Then we are going to go into our high kick. Inhaling, flex, and exhaling. You make it more of a stretch than anything. So if you're a little bit lower, just enjoy that. Yeah, it's more of a stretch. Lovely. Now from here, we're in that same turnout. Hips are stacked, but you can feel that top hips just rolled up to the sky. Top foot up towards the ceiling if we can. Inhale, kick. Exhale down, just with a soft point. Inhale, kick, exhale down. Now on this one, we can let the hips just move a little bit. So we kind of almost want a little bit of energy there. Exhaling, some of us are going to be low, so we might just be back to where we were on that one. Otherwise, we've got 4, high kick, just enjoy. Go 3, inhale and exhale. Going for 2, good, and then we're going for 1. Lovely, and then release both legs, bring the knees in towards the chest. Good, and then just give that knee a little hug in towards you one more time. As you're there, just circle around the ankle, 4 and 3. Let's go 2 and 1, and let's go to the other side. So yes, getting that movement around the ankle. We still need that, don't we, on this sort of icy ground that we've got. Little point and flex. We need that movement. We need that flexibility, don't we? Good, and then bringing the legs back together. Let's use our top hand to bring ourselves all the way up. And then just bring yourself just to a kneeling position, a seated position, and just give yourself a little hug there. Good. Could you slap your top thigh for me? So just give that top thigh a slap. Yeah. And then keep that knee bent. Yeah. Keep that same slapped leg bent. Cross it over towards the opposite side. Good. Use your same hand as cross leg and bring yourself round into our seated twist. So the leg that you've been just moving up and down, that's the one you've got hold of. Find both sit bones. Check that your foot's on the ground close to your opposite leg. Flex your foot if you wanted on that grounded leg, and then twist to look over your shoulder, just really gently. It doesn't have to be anything forced. You're going to take a couple of breaths here. That's it. So you're holding on to the leg that you were just lifting up and down, and now we get a lovely twist around to the opposite direction. Yeah, good. And then slowly release. Well done. Now that same foot, we're just going to put onto the thigh. and just open that knee as if we're doing a little pigeon stretch there. And then release, and we kick the legs all the way around to the other side. Oh, hang on a minute, I've just gone the same side. Don't want to do that. So, can we then have the bottom leg bent? Have a look at that top leg, set yourself up. Good, have a look down the line of the leg, the hips and the knee and the ankles are stacked. And then we're kicking forward. Inhale, bring the leg forward, and exhale, bring the leg back. And just notice then we're bringing the leg back just to its start position. Good, inhale, length, and exhale, draw the leg back. Now some of us will go a little bit smaller, a little bit lower, so that's absolutely fine too, isn't it? Yeah. Brilliant. So soft point coming forward, lengthen through the back of the leg. Exhale, bringing the leg back. 4. Inhale and exhale. 3. Check in with the upper body as well. Use the fingertips in front to support you, and there's still length in both sides of the waist again. Don't be lazy on this one just because it's that top leg moving there. Not that you would be, I know it. Inhale and exhale. Really well done. Good, and then let's release the legs down. Bring both legs together. And then have a look down to the feet. So you can see the feet, and again, the hips are beautifully stacked. From here, we're turning the top foot up to the sky. We're opening up into that top hip, and then we're sliding. Oh, hang on a minute. Did we do our quad stretch first? We did, didn't we? We did our quad stretch first. So we bring the heel towards the bottom. That's my fault. Heel towards the bottom, and then our bottom foot comes to the top foot, top thigh. Sorry, we did our little quad stretch, didn't we? Yeah, so we're on our quad stretch now. So bottom foot presses lightly in towards our top thigh. Good, and again, we might even check where the back's placed. Yeah, well done. Good, sorry, I forgot the quad stretch there. Good, and then see if we can use a little bit of pressure from our bottom foot to press the top leg back a little bit further, just to really get that stretch. Enjoy, send the knee away, open up into the front of the thigh. Inhale and exhale. And then release. Now, as we release, we can just huck that knee a little bit in towards us. That brings us into that little inner thigh stretch. Now, so just easing that leg in, opening up a little bit into that inner thigh. Good, then when you're ready, release the leg down, and then the legs come together. Yeah, so we can have a look at that top foot. We're opening the top hip up towards the sky, the top foot comes up towards the sky, and then we're sliding the top foot in. There's 4 of these again. Inhaling, and then on the exhale we lengthen, and we're lowering the leg all the way back to the start. So we can inhale the leg in, and again this might be all a little bit smaller just depending on our hips. We can add that flex to draw the heel down if we like. Good, and again, 2 more. So we're opening almost like we're in our oyster. We're extending that bottom leg, we're extending the top leg 1 last time. Inhale, bring the knee in, foot comes in towards the thigh, exhale, lengthen, and bring the leg back. Then we landed the legs, and we brought the legs a little bit further forward, just a tiny bit. And then this brings us into our high kick here, doesn't it? So we've got the top hip still rolling out, the top foot up to the sky, fingertips in front. Inhale up, soft point, exhale down. Inhale and exhale, 6 to go, big or small. Inhale and exhale. Can we energize that bottom leg enough to support us to get that leg a little bit higher if we wanted? 4. Good, we're going 3. Just a lovely controlled movement. Not just chucking the leg everywhere. Good, and then 1 more of those. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Now bend the knees in for me. And then as we come up to sitting, we'll step that same top leg, stretches over the bottom leg. Draw the other arm around, lift up, find yourself on your sit bones, place your foot down to the ground, and then twist. Inhale a little bit of length, and then exhale as you twist. So I'll just go through that again. It was our top leg where we've got the knee bent and we've crossed over, and it's our opposite arm that draws the leg in. It's our same hand as leg that helps us twist around towards the back of the room. So open a little bit into that outer thigh area if we can. And into the hip. Take an extra breath. Good. And then slowly unravel. Now we're coming all the way down onto our back. Yeah, into a nice little bridge sequence here. So we've got our feet grounded to the floor. We're easing our way down. Take your time. And then just bring our feet into hip width. Get yourself comfy. Now, let the back imprint. And then bring both knees just into chest. Could you hug the knees in? And then we're doing our repeater hamstring stretch here, which looks a little bit like scissors, doesn't it? But it's not. So again, I want it to be a stretch, so make it comfy. Right leg goes up on the exhale, the left leg goes out. The inhale brings both knees into chest like a little knee hug. And then the exhale, the right foot's on the ground and the left leg goes up. So it's just a lovely stretch. And then bring the legs back in. And again, we're just going 4. So reaching and then returning. Exhaling, relaxing the upper body, lengthen the back of the neck. We've got extra work for our stretches a little bit later. Right leg up, left leg out. Make sure your bottom leg is on the ground, so that makes it less of a strength move there. Lovely. Now both feet land to the ground and the arms are just back to the side of the body. Feet are in hip width or a little bit wider. Come straight up into bridge. Inhale as we imprint the back lightly to the mat. And then maybe even just notice, maybe put the hand on the tummy, check you are in that imprint and the tummy's soft and that concave. And then exhaling our way. Do you remember we've been lifting up without taking any weight back into the shoulders or any extra weight. Now come with me here. We're staying on our right leg. We're lifting option, heel on the left. Option, knee on the left. Option, whole leg lengthens on the left. So entirely up to you. Double checking the pelvis is level. Bend the knee or putting your heel down on the left. Exactly the same to the other side. So take your time. Knees and feet are in hip width. Left leg stays. Right heel lift. Exhaling, knee lifts. Exhaling, leg lifts. So entirely up to you where you're going on that one. Bend the knee, replace the foot, take a moment. I'm having a look in a second. Inhaling, coming down from that back of the throat, upper back. Exhale to continue your journey. Just the bridge feels so good on the back, doesn't it? So you could take the legs out absolutely fine. Good, I'm going to ask for that one more time, exactly as we've just done. Imprinting the back on the inhale. Feet can be a little bit wider than hip width if you want. Don't have them too narrow, guys. Yeah, length in the back of the neck. Check your nose is up to the ceiling, not your chin. Yeah, so no, yeah, so you want that lovely length. Good, and then stay on whichever leg, because I've lost you there anyway. So stay on one leg, bring the other knee up. Yes, beautiful. Hips stay the same height. The leg gets that really lovely, generous stretch. There's no extra pressure into the neck and the shoulders, landing the foot back down. Good, heel, knee, or the whole of the leg lengthens up. Beautiful. Good, lots of options there people are taking. There's one each side. Your aim is not to lose any height. Curving down when you're ready. From the upper back, remember we want to get the middle back down. We want to get right into that lower back. Wonderful. Before we come all the way back down to our start. Okay, so I'm sensing now we can go for that full shoulder bridge, can't we? So let's have again our feet comfy. Do we want to go a little bit wider? Arms at the side. Check the length in the back of the neck. Inhale to imprint, take your time. Exhale to lift each of those little vertebrae, not rushing this one. Peeling up to where you feel comfy. Shoulders or the back, middle of the shoulders or the back of the shoulders. So now left leg stays, right heel, knee lifts, leg extends. Now we can do this with a knee bent, yeah, or the leg straight, absolutely fine, just kicking the leg away. So we flex the foot, we can do that here or here, and we exhale the leg out. So if you're doing it from a bent knee, you're just kicking that leg out. So good, can you lower the heel down to the ground, soft point, bring the leg back up. Yeah, I'm going to ask for that again. Exhale the leg down to the ground. Inhale the leg up. The pelvis is still bend the knee. Replace the foot. Readjust the feet where you need. Standing on the right. Firm up the right thigh and buttock. Heel lifts, knee lifts, leg extends. Where are you going with that? Flex the foot, keeping the hips level. Exhale the leg thigh height or all the way to the ground. Noticing, yes, the back can do that. And if you're in a straight leg, you can go straight out. Yeah, you don't have to to go all the way from the ground, from the ceiling. Good, sweep all the way back up, bend the knee in, replace the foot, and then gradually start to unwind. Inhaling, you might have already come down. Exhale all the way down to our release position. Give the knees a little hug. We'll take that up one last level, so it's 3 kicks. None of that do you have to do. Option if you want it. Inhale, imprint the back. Good. Exhale as you peel all the way up into bridge. You might just stay with your bridge and repeat, 2, 3, 4 of those. Stay on your right, if you can. Lift your left heel, knee, leg extends. Yeah. Now take a breath in, flex the foot. Exhale for 3. So the leg lowers. It can be thigh height, doesn't have to be 4. To the floor, inhale the leg back up. There's 2 more. Exhale away. Now think of that strength that you've built over this last year again. You can do that, staying really strong on that side, but again, listening to the body. Good, sweep the leg back up, bend the knee, replace the foot. Now take a few breaths, readjust the feet, readjust the upper body. Good, and then the opposite side, knee lifts. Yeah, well done. Holding onto the mat isn't an option. Extend the leg up to the sky, flex the foot, lengthen the leg away. Exhale away. Up, guys, these are brilliant. Yeah, using that supporting leg, gang, you should be high in the hips. So press down through that supporting leg. Use your thigh and glute muscle. Easing that leg away. I'm seeing some legs going parallel, some legs going to the ground. That's the full shoulder bridge, really. Good. And then when the legs come all the way back, bend the knee. I don't know what I did then. And then gradually just come back down. Really well done. Absolutely beautiful. All the way back to our start. Then it's quite nice just to hug the knees, isn't it? So the lower back's done quite a bit of work there. And then have a little rock of the back side to side. Well done, again. So another classic with our one leg circle. Again, I want you to make it into a stretch. Today, we're going to let the body move. So classically, we leave the hips still. But actually, as it was taught to the New York Ballet students, obviously we're virtually parallel to them in our fitness, aren't we? Then we do let the hips move. So try it, see how it feels for you. So let's start with our feet flat to the floor, and then we've got our arms at the side of the body. Set ourselves up with the arms at the side, the shoulders relaxed, and as we're going to be moving the body a little bit, we don't have to worry too much about using our arms and, anchoring the back of the shoulders. Let's go. Right knee up. Right leg extends a little bit up, all the way up to the sky. Remember, you could have your fingertips on the knee, absolutely fine. Left leg stretch out. Left leg stretches out. So then we find the space between the lower back and the mat, and then we might widen our arms just a little bit for support. So the right leg's going to come over to the left, 3 circles. So we can inhale, let the leg roll and let the hip lift. And then on the exhale, we go to the other side. We let the hip roll to the right, or we lift the left hip, and we come all the way up. 2 more. Inhaling, do want to roll. So the emphasis then on the movement of the leg, the hips, and the back, rather than thinking of our core stability. Yeah. So just enjoy it as it is. Inhale, leg up, and then 3 opposite way. Right leg, we can let that left hip roll, and then roll all the way back and around. So we're rolling to the right, and then we're rolling to the left. Just enjoy. Last time, roll to the right, and then roll to the left. Bend the knee, replace the foot, bend both knees, and the feet are on the ground. Good, and then energize the left leg up to the sky and the right leg out. Good, and then from here again, we can roll to the right as we lift the left hip, and then exhale, let the right hip just lift. Good, see what feels good as we just rock and roll through our one leg circle this morning. Good, 3 circles, and then let's go the other way. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, exhaling, and inhaling. Exhaling away and inhaling home, lovely. Good, put both feet to the floor, feet are as wide as the mat, and then we'll take a lovely hip roll. So now we're getting that lovely stretch into the waist, the lower back, the middle back, just enjoying those moves. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. Good, now as we come back, we'll go just a little bit more technical for our single leg stretch. So we're going to keep a little bit of space between the lower back and the mat. Remember, it could be a single knee. Maybe one hand on the tummy as you bring the left knee up, take a breath in. And on the exhale, bring the right knee up to join it. So we've got hopefully that subtle space, but we might have a single leg as well. Let's bring both arms over the chest into a little bit of a wider position. So instead of being shoulder width, we're just a little bit wider. The thumbs are going to lead the way. You could be imprinting your back, absolutely fine. Left leg stretches out, and then the thumbs just touch the mat behind us in that lovely V. Yeah, good single leg stretch. Now pause there for a moment. Technically with our single leg stretch, our feet are pretty much level. So you can scan your feet just in your periphery there. Your toes are kind of on the same height, and then you're coming back. Good, so we'll do that again. We'll pause for a moment, just double check that, and then we know we've got that the right level. Maybe look at yourself in your camera and coming back. So we'll exhale, wide V, and the leg stretches out, and inhale, coming back. The lower back doesn't move, so the arms are wide. You're making a wide V with the arms, so your arms are going back. Just have a look if you're not sure, I'll show you from here. So your arms are going back into a V. That's going to help us open into the chest and the front of the shoulder. So rather than just going back with the biceps close to the ears, we're just making a little V position, just a bit wider, that's all it is. Just a little bit wider. Don't worry if that's not, it's like if you're going straight back, then it's absolutely fine. Yeah, good. Let's go left to right one more time. Good, exhaling out, inhaling home. What's happened to your back? Have you managed to keep the back in the same position? Reaching out through the leg, reaching the arms overhead, and then coming back in, giving the knees a hug. Beautiful work, gang. Now, have you got your band handy? If you've got your band, we're going to come into some lovely stretches while we're here before we come back up to sitting. So band could go round our left foot. Doesn't matter if you've gone right already. Kick the leg up to the sky, stretch the opposite leg out. Good, and then just join me for our regular hamstring stretch. Yeah. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. So we've got the option of stretching out our right leg, stretching up our left leg using our band just to guide the leg in a little bit. And then what I'd like us to do today is turn the knee out a little bit towards the left side. So we quite often, don't we, just work on the ankle over the knee over the hip, yeah, with that knee facing the same shoulder. Just see what happens when you turn the leg just that little bit out to the side, and you might feel the outer edge hamstring there. So remember, there's three three hamstring muscles. Yeah, so you've got one on the outer side, one in the middle, then one slightly on the inner side. So then if we come back to the central position, that's kind of our regular position, isn't it? And then see what happens when we turn the knee in. See what happens when we turn the knee in, and we might just feel a different stretch. It's quite nice just to go around those hamstrings there, and then come back to the centre. Good, and then from here we'll swap legs, so we can put the foot on the floor on the right and then kick it up to come into the band. And we'll put the right foot into the band and the left foot down to the ground. Yeah. Now remember, if it's too much for the knee or the hip, then you don't have to do anything, I'm asking. You can enjoy the lovely stretch. So to start with, we've got a lovely lengthening of the leg all the way up to the ceiling, haven't we? And we've probably come into our regular position of our ankle, our knee and our hip, and our knee facing our chest. Yeah, that's our regular position. Some of us will have the left leg stretched out as well. And then see what happens if we turn the knee out. Yeah, that's quite tricky for me, that one, because that gets right into that outer thigh area as well. So just notice that. Still getting a stretch, still with a knee bend if we want. Oh, we're still in the centre. Remember, we need to be breathing to make sure we're relaxing. Yeah, and then release back to the centre. You might notice that there. And then see what happens if we wanted to turn the knee in. And see what happens to that stretch, if anything, for you. If you've got time, it's quite nice to work around all three aspects of the hamstring there. And we come back to the centre and we give the leg a stretch up again. Really well done again. Now we're going to release the band, but actually keep hold of the band for me, and then bring both knees into chest. Your band is now over your chest with your knuckles facing the ceiling. And if you want to make this into just the upper body, we can move just the upper body. Otherwise, we will take it into a double leg stretch leg position. The legs could go up or the legs could go out. But whatever you're doing, your back's staying in the same position. Guys, last little bit on our backs here. Knuckles up to the sky. Draw the inner thighs together. And we're going to exhale so the band goes over the head. Not over gripping the band. I was then, I was really gripping the band. And that we don't want that. And then we can inhale to bring the band back up. Now notice that gives us that lovely stretch like we do in standing. If we've got the band taut and we can get the knuckles or the back of the hand back towards the mat. Now option, 8 repetitions, we add in the legs. We're not adding a curl up, we're exhaling the legs out as the band goes over the head. The band is taut and then we're inhaling to come back, band over your chest. Yeah. So we're exhaling the legs out. Now it could be just the band movement, it could be just the legs, so it could be just the upper body, it could be just the lower body. You've got another 6 roughly, and I'm just having a look there. Good, so exhaling legs. Just double check your back isn't arching, guys, so that we definitely don't want that. That's the last thing we want. So as you stretch the legs and the arms, if your tummy's pushing out, that's the opposite of what we want, isn't it? So it might be that you need to readjust the legs. Yeah, so maybe take them up rather than lower. Yeah, good. So noting, inner thighs together, back is on the mat. Yeah, should feel quite nice as we do that if we have the legs a bit higher particularly. Yeah, lovely. I'm liking that, gang. Good, and then there's should be our last one, 8 ideally. I think some of you might have done a few more. Good, put the band down, bring the knees into chest, nod the chin to chest, and then rock yourself up to sitting. Okay, now if you've got your tennis ball, just go with me on this one, gang. If you've got your tennis ball and a block, great. You can put one leg up on the block. And then we're going to put, but if you haven't, it doesn't matter. We can have that. It doesn't really make that much difference. It just makes it a little bit easier. So then we're going to place the ball onto the Achilles tendon area. So again, if we've got any injuries, come higher up. Yeah, so don't strain anything around the Achilles tendon if you know you've got any injuries. But all we're going to do is have the other foot to the ground and then just make a really gentle roll over that Achilles tendon area. And we have to go fairly small with that because otherwise it'll just ping away. We'll just go 5, 4, 3, relaxing the foot if you can, 2 and 1. Now roll up higher towards the calf area, so that kind of main fleshy part of the calf, yeah, and then roll back down, yeah. So roll up, so I'm just going to come a little bit higher, so into that fleshy part of the calf, and then maybe just even hang there, and then come down. And if we've been doing a lot of walking, we're likely to feel kind of like, oh yeah, a little bit going on around that calf, maybe a little bit of soreness. So up and down, good. And then just see if you can hang around in that body of the calf and maybe move over the ball, yeah? So you're kind of moving to the outside edge of the calf, the middle part of the calf, and then maybe the inside edge of the calf, yeah? So you're on your calf, make sure you're on your calf area, yeah? So you know that this kind of main muscle at the back of the leg, yeah? Good, and then release. Good, and then just give me a flex of that foot. So just give me a nice flex and then give me a point. Good, and again, something you can do just a little bit longer if you wanted. So then we'll do exactly the same on the other side. So we'll go Achilles tendon and just take a little rock over the top. Again, this is going to be minute, it's like half a centre of movement. See if you can relax the leg a little bit, relax the foot, not as easy to do that. Then we're going to roll up, yeah, up to the body of the calf. Again, I'm just going to move the ball so I've got space. Good, and then roll back down. So move rolling up and then rolling down. That's it. So you might, oh, yes, I've got a bit of a sledging injury where the sledge went into the back of into my calf. So I'm not going to roll on that bit. Not with anyone on it, you'll be pleased to know, but just where I was pulling it and I stopped and it carried on. And it's actually my old sledge. It's one of the old 50, it's like 50 years old. Well, it might not be 50 years old, but it's old, one of the old wooden ones. So yeah, that's my sledging injury, not very exciting. Good, and then we can maybe just stay in that body of the calf and just roll just around there. So this is going to help that lower leg, isn't it? Anybody got any little sore areas there? Maybe, yeah, I'm getting some thumbs ups. Yes, particularly if we have done quite a lot of walking and we're not adding in our stretches. We could probably just do this for a whole lesson, couldn't we? So then we're just going to come off that and flex the foot. What I'd like us to do then is join me for a downward facing dog. So come round to 4-point kneeling. I promise we're not going to be here long, people that don't want to be on their hands, I know. Hands are slightly further forward of the shoulder, tuck the toes, and then press the heels down. Now you should feel maybe just a little bit easier, maybe just a little bit more we can get into that stretch. Yeah, so just nice and easy as we pedal through. We'll go 8, 7 little pedals, we'll go 6, we'll go 5, we'll go 4. So any little massage that we can do, and then a stretch. Can you press both heels down to the ground? And you press both heels down. And then pop yourself straight onto your knees. Well done. Now come all the way down onto your tummy. And hang on a sec. Oh yes, so we've got swimming. So we've got arms a little bit wider than shoulder width, nose tickling the mat, and we've got our legs a little bit wider than hip width, haven't we? Now, and remember, some of us are going to be here. You know that. So if we've got any issues through the neck and shoulders, we'd have that lesser arm position there. So we're all going to lift to swan. And as we lift to swan, whether we've got our arms back or we've got our arms forward, we're lengthening out through the crown of the head, and we've got the space between the ears and the shoulders. We've got energy through both legs. Yeah, just feel that. That's just kind of our swan pep, isn't it? And then we can come all the way back down to recover. Okay, so our first 6, inhale as we lift to lengthen, exhale left arm, right leg. Yeah, and then take a breath in and a breath out to come back down. We'll do that again 5 more times. So it's your lift first on the inhale. Remember, light at the front of the body, and then the exhale is the right arm and the left leg, keeping the pelvis lovely and level. Beautiful. Stretching, reaching, make this just a lovely stretch rather than necessarily strength. So it might be that you're lower rather than coming up too high. I'll just do a couple with our swan position. So if you're starting in your swan, it's the same. Inhaling length, exhaling left arm, right leg, lengthening out. Notice the hip stays on the mat. There's a lovely stretch. Inhaling and exhaling to come back down. Yeah. So again, it's exactly the same if you've got our arms in front. 3 to go. Inhaling as you lift and lengthen. Exhaling, you might be ahead of me, so don't worry. Right arm, left leg. Just a lovely stretch for the back. Inhaling and exhaling. We've got one more exactly the same as those. So inhaling to swan. Exhaling opposite arm and leg. Left arm and right leg. Well done. Less if we like. Less high if we like. So length first and then the stretch. Good. Inhaling and exhaling as we lower. Well done. Now we've got a slight change. So whether we're in our swan and coming up, we're nearly there again now. So whether we're staying in our swan or we're staying in our extended arm action, we're going to go 6, staying up. Yeah. Now that might be a little bit too much, so you can lower yourself down. Again, we'll go exhale left arm and right leg. Inhale to lower. It's exactly the same if we're in our swan. It's just that we're moving the arm forward or we're just using the legs. Yeah. So exhaling left arm, right leg, staying up. Inhaling to lower. Notice the middle back. Notice the whole back of the body. Lengthening and lifting, noticing the glutes and the buttocks, backs of the thighs. One more each way. Exhaling, lengthen and lift. Inhaling to lower. Good, and then last time. Reaching right arm, lovely stretch out through that left leg. Coming all the way down, and the back needs a recovery there, doesn't it, as we ease our way down. Well done. Bring the hands all the way back, push ourselves up. Good, and then sit ourselves back into our wide knee child pose. Now we've got one set of 8 repetitions of our repeater child pose to tricep press. You could make it just your child pose. You could stay here for the next minute. It's literally, that's all it is. So you could enjoy a lovely child pose now, or you could join me kneeling. Our hands are a little bit further forward of under the shoulders. So let's get our technique right first. So if we're in a box position, we'd be here, wouldn't we? And if we want to do our tricep press, we're going to take the hands 1/2 hand distance forward. We come forward on the in. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, we come up. And exhale, we push back. Yeah, that's number 1. I'm having a look. Coming forward or going straight back. Coming down if we want. Tuck the elbows in. You've got that now. You've got that. Really well done. Now, a little bit of energy for the tummy muscles so that the lower back doesn't collapse as we go down into our press up. So yes, you've got that. I want to see that lower back long and lengthened. Body weight forward as much as you can, yeah? So then easing back. I think we've got 4 to do. So we're coming forward. Notice, keep that tummy strength. Bring your head way beyond your fingertips. Then, yes, that's it. You'll notice the difference. Thank you, Anne. Good, and coming back. I think we've got 3 to do there. Yeah, lovely. Now, remember, you might decide, I've just had enough of that. You know, I'm returning, I had a little bit of time off. I don't need to do any more. Yeah, lovely. Good. Really nice, gang. Really nice. Because what used to happen, isn't it, is we go back. But I can see everybody's coming forward now. So we've built that strength up. Lovely. So that should be our last one. If we've done our 8, wonderful. We'll tuck the toes. We'll walk the hands back towards the feet. And then lower the heels. And then we'll hang. We'll just be back to where we started before we came down onto the mat. As we came down onto the mat. Yeah, maybe a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. And then starting to bend the knees, inhaling, rising, the hips pushing forward to unravel ourselves all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Let's take a breath in, raise the arms up to the ceiling, and a breath out, just to unwind. Let's take the right arm across the body for a back of the shoulder stretch. Good, and then take that right arm up and press the elbow up towards the ceiling, back of the arm stretch. Good, and then same to the other side. Over, our left arm over to the right. And then when you're ready, the left elbow all the way up to the sky. Really well done, gang. Good, release. This time let's take the right ear to the right shoulder and we'll reach both fingertips just lightly down to the ground, just a little bit like we did to start with. So just a bit of energy through the arms and the fingers. And then releasing. And same to the other side, ear to shoulder on that opposite side for me. And then again, reaching the fingertips down towards the ground. Good. We'll do that one more time. Ear to shoulder, fingertips towards the ground, or not. And then just see what happens if you just move your head as if you're rubbing your ear, trying to scratch your ear on your shoulder. So it's kind of a little rub just side to side. Good, and then we'll slowly come back up. I can see we're collapsing to the side, so keep the upper body still. I think I was there. So then ear to shoulder on the other side, and then as if you're trying to just scratch your ear on your shoulder. Just a gentle movement. Come slowly back to upright for me and relax. Well done. Good work this morning, guys. So, you know, a little bit less than we'd probably normally do in terms of strength.